So let them take all the glory, and when you do, even put even more deposits in the trust account. And in the end, your trust account balance will be overflowing. And the biggest balance at the end of the day is the one that wins, because the sales manager with the biggest trust account balance has the most motivated sales reps to produce those big-time sales results. So number 3 in our proven methods to establish trust with your salespeople is no one likes to be told what to do, but suggest instead. And we're going to quote Ben Franklin in this one a little bit, but I've never known anyone, personally for myself, I hate to be told what to do, and that's why I started my own business and I became an entrepreneur, is because I really couldn't take direction very well, and I was a salesperson for many years and didn't like to be told what to do. And my wife is a salesperson. The same thing happens here as well. She doesn't like to be told what to do by anybody, especially me. But people love to think that they're in control, and they love to think they're in control at all times. But if they're being told what to do all the time, now there are going to be times when you're going to have to tell your salespeople what to do. No question about it. You are going to have to dictate, and we'll talk about that a lot. But however, there'll be plenty of times when you'll have to tell your salespeople in no uncertain terms that what they need to do in a given situation. So there's going to be times for it. But how you say it is the most important part, however. And it's not it's not the fact that you have to tell them what to do, because you're going to have to tell them sometimes. But how are you going to do it? And that's where you can put more deposits in the trust account, and you can motivate them at the same time. So really, Ben Franklin once said, and he's really one of the greatest statesmen of the modern era, and a pretty good salesman as well, having built many businesses and retired a very wealthy man, would advocate that when at all possible, avoid giving direct orders. So if you're a new sales manager, this is going to be tough for you to do, because you're going to want to tell everybody what to do. There will be times, and we'll tell you when those times are, but avoid giving direct orders when at all possible. So never dictate or decree. Instead, request, imply, or make suggestions. And this is a great way to put more deposits in that trust account and motivate and empower your salespeople too. Remember, one of the things that we want to do here is we want to create a high-performing, low-maintenance team of salespeople, because you want to be off doing other things, doing strategy, helping yourself get promoted if you're a sales manager with ambitions like that, or if you're a business manager, you want to be sort of looking at the 30 or 40,000 foot view. You don't want to have to do the job of your salespeople, especially if you're running a big company and all those salespeople report directly to you. So instead of telling them what to do, request, imply, or make suggestions. And here's an example of it. So instead of saying, I want you to go to the O'Neill account and tell them X, Y, and Z, change that slightly. And really, this is something that you can start doing almost immediately. Is go with something like this. It might be a good idea if you went to the O'Neill account or maybe say something like this. If I were you, I would do this at the O'Neill account. Or another one is you may want to consider talking to the O'Neill account and saying this. Because that way they're not saying, the sales rep listens to that and they say, okay, he's not dictating to me what to do, but he's giving me a suggestion and I'm going to decide whether or not it's the right thing to do. So you want to empower these people, and you empower them and motivate them and lead them and coach them and establish trust with them by doing little things like this. It's not in what you say, it's how you say it. And here's another great suggestion for you as well. If the circumstances calls for you to absolutely make a suggestion instead of telling them what to do or correcting them immediately, replace your normal response with just an answer to, okay, can I make a suggestion? Or may I make a suggestion? And this just softens up the dictating part, the telling them what to do part of your job. And after they say, yeah, sure, yeah, you can make a suggestion, then give your suggestion. And this method is far more effective and less dictatorial than saying, no, you don't want to do that. No. What you need to do is this. Now, if the sales rep's brand new, okay, they're on the job, they have no understanding. They don't know what they don't know. They're brand new. They just came out of training. Yeah, you got to tell them what to do. But gradually over time, you're going to wean them off that. You're not going to tell them as much Because if you have to tell them what to do each and every time, they're going to be calling you all the time too. And remember, high-performing, low-maintenance salespeople is what you really want to have, because then, you as the sales manager, you as the business general manager of the company, sales become more and more on autopilot because your salespeople are now doing these things automatically without your intervention. Another thing about this is that once you actually make a suggestion, or you say it might be a good idea if you, or if I were you, I would, then if they don't do it, then you can always come back to them after and say, hey, I thought we agreed that you would do this with the O'Neill account. So key word in this sentence is we. And by making a decision a we decision instead of a you did this decision, the salesperson's memory sort of gets refreshed of that interaction that, you and them had decided to come to this decision together, not just you as their boss. So they feel far more empowered and they've taken ownership of the decision. So taking ownership is also a very, very powerful motivational technique that produces high-performing, low-maintenance sales reps. So just as a review here, 3 proven techniques to establish trust with your salespeople. First off, evoke the law of reciprocity. And number 2 is let the sales rep take all the credit for the good stuff and all the credit for the sales and all the things that satisfy or gratify their ego. And then lastly, in 3 proven techniques to establish trust with your salespeople, no one likes to be told what to do. Suggest instead. And we gave you a couple of techniques in that one in which you can implement almost immediately, if not today, in your daily activities. Now, for hundreds of other sales management techniques and strategies, such as this one, you can find them in the Sales Management Mastery Academy, along with dozens of done-for-you resources to help your sales managers achieve ultimate sales management success. To claim your free test drive of the Sales Management Mastery Academy, visit salestraininggift.com. That's it for this week's episode of Sales Management Mastery. Until next time, wishing you ultimate sales management success.